Again, good evening, sir. So, after the discussing about the lighting standards and all, we have to keep in mind before installation or before decision taken, or the manufacturers industries have to follow the standard, lighting standard. And the next point is the 10 lighting design consideration and concepts are taken into mind before decision taking or choosing the light source and all. The lights can seem like simple decision, but if you don't overthink it, but when you consider all the different factors to go into marking up, making of workspace well light, because maybe it is a simple matter, but it creates the man affectivity of or the moodness of the people, or the employees become tired, or employee becomes a discomfort. You have to see the it could not be work hampered, or it could not be effective on the productivity. Also, we have to see before taking into decision of the lighting source and the placement and all things we have discussed here. Some of the few lighting design consideration and concepts to consider when choose office lighting here. Here talking about the office lighting. Light and distribution and brightness, conservation of energy, the appearance of the space, luminaries, the appearance of color, lighting control flexibility, lighting of faces, the cost of implementation and the installation and the maintenance. See, if you see the lighting distribution brightness, where the depending upon the dimensions of the room or dimensions of the space in the industry, as well as the office rooms and all, we have to select in a systematic manner, or the required light, how much it is distributed, whether the corner people are getting the lighting or not, but the middle people are getting bright and the corner people are not getting that much of bright. We have to see the distribution also. See, for example, a person sitting over here, 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 a person is sitting over here. The light can be installed in the top of the wall or side of the wall. It will be distributed to this gentleman. Corner gentlemen also will be getting the adequate light what the middle people under the light is also sitting. That we have to see that light distribution and brightness also. Only reputed company they can see while manufacturing, while design the shape of the light or distribution of light. We have to they have to manufacture. That's why before selecting anything, the reputed companies only we have to take into picture. Otherwise, the with the current or with the electricity, we cannot play the gym just like that. Electricity consumption and the selection of the manufactured company, selection of the price, it's not comparable, sir. First of all, we have to see the safety in the offices. Like that, we have to see the reputed company, and that reputed company will give the which best light to distribute and brightness. Conservation of energy is also good. See, for example, if you see the Crompton and Phillips, where the Crompton is, if you study, go through the specifications given in the 12 watts, specifications given in the Philips is different. Specifications are, if you can closely observe, 12 watts of Crompton having the less brightness lux, whereas the Philips is having the heavy brightness. If you see the car headlines, people are going for the car owners, they are going for the Philips only, where the headlights are giving more brightness, whereas Crompton is not giving that much of brightness, but electrical consumption is less and compared to the Crompton and the Philips. Where the brightness is more, the filament, the life is also less. That is the technique used by the Philips, where the brightness is giving more and filament design is different than the Crompton. But moral survival. But people are seeing the how much brightness is more. They have to see that also. So normally car owners are prefer only high brightness only. Conservation of energy also we have to see, because how much the electrical consumption will be taken, the specification on the box we have to see. The appearance of the space and luminaries also. The how the in the office rooms, how the appearance will be taken care of. If you select the color light, whether the sufficient distribution is there, or attractive is there, or any white light is only enough. But we have to see the appearance of the space, where the space availability, and luminaries. Luminaries means whether the brightness is or the lighting intensity is distributed to all the corners in similar way or not. We have to see that also at this point. Glaring also we have to see how much what is called the glaring in the sense of brightness with respect to the seeing the object to seeing the photos, seeing the what is called brochures and see. It should not be reflected more on the letters or more on the figure which on the brochure. That's the glaring effect will be there during design. The lighting manufacturer people will be taken care of. The appearance color is also important. While seeing the office light, the appearance of color is which light we have to select. The appearance will also taken care of. Light, lighting control and flexibility. The flexibility of means availability of the immediate maintenance is comes. Availability of the light also will see. We color choosing of some different color, that color may not be available in the market immediately. We can go for different light. And simply people are, what sir, you are changing the lighting, why? It is not available or not. That we have to see the flexibility also, whether the
Yes.
availability and the maintenance also. Lighting phases also, because if you, that light is fixed on the which of the wall, either east side or west side, north side and south side, but distribution is perfect. That we have to see the lighting of the faces. Some lights are, if you put on the east side, it gives the more convenient, and left side is not supposed to be a light design. It's not the correct design. Wherever it placements, the distribution is perfect. That we have to see the lighting of places also before selecting the light in the offices. Cost of implementation also. We have to see that the cost of implementation. All the office rooms are not selected for 12 watts. We have to see the, I told, the office urinals, office what is called the washrooms or office restrooms and all, restrooms and all. You have to see that less lighting is enough in their rooms, whereas in office computers are using, we have to see that lighting watts will be more. Therefore, the cost of implementation also will be optimum. Installation also we have to see whether the properly insulated on the ground, on the wall or not. We have to see before selecting the type of light or the shape of light, whether the office room accommodate that light shape or not, for the easy installation and all, easy installation. And the maintenance also will be one of the factor to take care of the
What
easy
are
maintenance.
few taken in consideration?
The available persons is there to carry out this type of lights or not. We have to see that also. See, some people are not attending the floodlights at site. They are taking to their workshop and they are attending. Depending upon that also, maintenance levels at that site, is electrician is available or not. Our electricians in the office, or we have to call the person electrician, should be able to do that type of light also. If he is not aware of that light, how can you expect the good work? That's why you have to see the maintenance adequacy also will be taken care of. Why the illumination is important? If we see the why the lighting is selection, this much of discussion is there. Is it necessary, sir? Yes. Depending upon this is good lighting where the objectives are visible, where the poor lighting is there, objectives. This is the difference between the illumination important and all. Here the people are working or studying comfort, whereas these people are in this area not feeling comfort, they become a tired also, they become a fatigue also. So that is the why the illumination is important through the lighting, which creates the rays. And coming to the next, There are various reasons why illuminance levels are indoors. I'm talking about the levels of indoors are important. Definitely, indoors are very, very important than the organization, because organization cannot study. These are the factors what we study from the today 7:30 onwards. Industry cannot accommodate all this reason to look after. But whereas in our house constructions, we have to see all the illuminance levels indoors are important, because the people are living and the children are feel effective while studying also. That's why the differences you see. For example, it impacts, that is a good lighting impacts, a good illumination is impacts our capacity to see and accomplish. That means complete the job, finish the job successfully. Definitely, it will be impact on these things. What is accomplished or completing or the finishing job successfully. Successfully in the sense of not to be target reached within a time. In a safe manner, you are reaching the objective. Therefore, inadequate illumination, what happens? Can cause eye fatigue, headaches, and the difficulties of focusing. Whereas in excessive brightness can induce a glare and discomfort. Both are giving inconvenience to the people in the household indoors, because inadequate, that means not adequate is there, can cause a fatigue and the headache and all. Where excessive brightness, if you see the what is called this is not the excessive brightness. And compared to this is the good. That's all, poor and good. It is not excessive brightness is there. But whereas in the adequate, inadequate, and where the brightness will be comparing, these are the inconveniences there to the people who are living in that room. Proper illuminance also levels are essential for safety, especially in settings such as factories, storage facilities, and other enterprises. The proper illumination will be selected with regard to the safety, especially in settings such as factories, storage facilities, and other enterprises also. Insufficient lighting. See, here is inadequate and excessive. Is insufficient illumination. That means it's not sufficient. There are a lot of differences there. Insufficient means room dimension is there, but in the room dimension as compared to room dimension, you are providing two lights, but two number of lights, but providing the only one light. That is called insufficient, not inadequate. That's why insufficient illumination can increase the likelihood of incidents, injuries, whereas good lighting can assist avoiding them. See, for example, insufficient and the sufficient good lighting also. So insufficient light left can increase the likelihood of incidents, and definitely likelihood means it happens to be occurred in the incidents or injuries. That's why insufficiency and inadequacy is different. Inadequacy become eye fatigue, headache, and difficulties in focusing. Whereas insufficient means directly it is going to the injuries and the industry. That's why the rooms itself or in the organization or the rooms indoors, we have to see that two lights are enough or one light is enough. Especially in the children's study room, we have to see that requirement is one or two. The hall is size is more than expected what is called, or the bigger size is there in the hall. Light levels can influence our emotions and productivity also. Very important point is light levels influence our emotions also and productivity. It affects the productivity also. Emotions in the sense of mood or feelings are tired, whatever may be thing, emotions, and it affects the productivity also. For example, the proper lighting can help to create a warm and appearing environment, and that fosters relaxation and productivity, while inadequate lighting can have the opposite impact. That means when compared to these proper lighting, it has having opposite to the impact. That means appearing not environmentally friendly, the relaxation is also not best, and the productivity is also not expected. Therefore, we have to see that proper lighting is to be arranged in the indoors levels also.
Indoors levels is important. Indoors levels means whether in the office rooms of the organization or the office rooms or in the rooms of the house constructions and all this thing. Therefore, we can conclude that we can build a surrounding that are safe, comfortable, and accommodating by knowing illuminance levels and optimizing lighting in the indoor places. That means before purchasing or before deciding the lighting source in the indoor settings and all, you have to go through this study carefully. What is the lighting specifications given in this manufacturer company? What is the specifications given in this manufacturer company with the same wattage, 12 watts is there. The two companies we have to study on the specifications, which is the best in the view of the electrical consumption, in view of distribution of the electricity, the distribution of the illumination to the room and all. We have to see the comfortness and safe of the people also. Understanding the standard lux levels, the lux levels means it is unit of light. We can say the standard lux level chart is a guide that provides a recommended illumination levels at different indoor settings. Moreover, it helps to ensure that there is a enough light in space to perform a task comfortably and safely. They already told inadequate is not supposed to be. Insufficient is not supposed to be. Inadequate lighting is also improper lighting is also not proper, not recommended. That is why we have given the technocrats of the lighting or the technocrats of the scientists has given the lighting units are not sufficient. These are the affecting of the body of the human body. For example, light is 0.03 lux is there. What is the lux here? A unit of illumination equal to the direct illumination. That means illumination means sending to the rays on a surface that is everywhere 1 meter from uniform point source of one candle intensity. For example, simply by avoiding these sentences and all, we can say 1 lumen per 1 square meter. That means 1 square meter means one length of meter, one width of the meter, that is a square meter. You can say how many lumens can pass that light. With that square meter area, how many lumens that light can be given. That we have to see in the form of lux. 1 lumen per square meter. In 1 square meter, the distribution of the light in a lumen way or units in the. For example, light 0.03 lux is there. Blinding will be always, if you see that this much of light, definitely it will sometimes during that, after some time it will be some blinding also will be affected. That's why the before computer, if you see the perfect position is not there, definitely doctor is recommended for classes, side classes. Your sight is improved, sir. Sorry, you take the immediately glasses and all. Doctor will be suggested. Therefore, we have to see that 0.4 to 0.2 lux is there. Dark is not sufficient. It becomes a blind and it becomes a dark also. You continue also, definitely it will be affected. This a factor also. 3 to 10 lux. Dusky. Dusky in the sense of more uncomfortable, discomfortable, more what is called inconvenience, fatigue will be taken care of. Dusky in the sense of inconvenience. 11 to 50, gloomy. 51 to 100, dim. 101 to 200, satisfactory. 201 to 400, good. 401 to 600, bright. 600 plus, glaring. These two are, we have to see that this is the best in a indoor settings or household constructions and all. But industry, they have to see their installation capacity and the cost of investment. They have to see whether they have for this or this.
Sir,
That we have.
what about the factory requirement, standard requirement as per Factory Act? How
Standard
much the
requirement is this much, sir, this much. 201 to 400, sir. Not satisfactory level. As per Factories Act, depending upon the room dimensions, depending upon the space is also important. But optimally, they will decide 201 to 400. It is a good, sir. That's for the Factories Act. Okay, sir.
Standard.
Is it our
Standard,
opinion or a rule, sir?
sir, it is a direct. If you see, go for Factories Act or the what you call the what we call this
Sir,
energy.
if in MCQ, if MCQ, there is one question is asked, what is the standard as per Factory Act, how much the illumination required?
That's what I'm saying, sir. See, if you verify the Factories Act or AP Factories rules, they will given some statistics like, for example, I will see that also. I will see that also. See, for example, these are the industrial lightings, residential areas, education levels. They are giving, but they are not referring the Factories Act or Factories rules also. Because where in this what we call this the Factories Act or Factory rules never mentioned anywhere they have adequate light is to be provided. That's what the word is mentioned in the standards, sir. That's why any if you see the word is anywhere, the different statistics will be given, and but not we can say, but not they have given the what is called this much of go, this much of lighting intensity. For example, if you see this, there is a bedroom 60, 62. Only opinions, sir. This is all opinion of the high technical people or high scientists of light or scientists, what is called, we can say, the experts of the lighting. But Factories Act 1948 and the Factories Rules 1950 doesn't mention anywhere this much of lux is required for the. Simply says depending upon the room dimension, depending upon the availability of the space, depending upon the requirement of the industry, they have to install. That the word is given, sir. Never mentioned anywhere in the standard. This much of flux, this much of standard is there in this. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, sir,
Thank you.
please continue.
Okay, never mentioned anywhere, sir. I've seen the Factories Act, Factory Rules also, Energy Act 2050 also. Even I go for what is called the 50,001 Energy Conservation Act. That also is not, they are not mentioned. Okay, thank you very much, sir. And coming to this what is called, but normally this will be taken care of while deciding the standard lux level charts. Coming to the standard lux levels of charts, definitely whether go for which side, it will be giving the proper guidelines and all. Definitely it will be helpful for our decision to take care of. Standard lux level chart provides a guideline for recommended illuminance levels in various settings. For general office tasks, a minimum illumination level is 300 lux. Here see, 200 to what is called 3 minimum. Minimum lux is suggested. Simply everybody is saying suggested, not recommended. That's why where in this what is called low recommendation is there. See, for example, the standard lux level chart guide that provides a recommended illumination levels for different indoor settings. Different indoor settings only they will tell. That they have to we have to see that recommended means we have to see that room dimensions is not mentioned here. Again, room dimensions also will be taken into while considering the 201 to 400. For example, all the way we can go for not 400, depending upon the room dimension from 200 to 201 to 400. We have to in between we have to select. Provides recommended illumination बोलता है. But it like this. Which one? 201 we can take or 400. Again, it depends on the room dimensions. We have to see that also, sir. Okay, sir. Then coming to this suggested, however, for more detailed work, a higher level of 500 lux is recommended. See, for example, if you, for more detailed work, a higher level of 500 lux is recommended. 500 means where it will comes under the bright. The where the more detailed work in the sense of, for example, where in the night shifts, if you take the arc welding, if you take the welding works or lathe machine works, where the works are precisely, or you take the lab works and all, you have to see the selection of the lights recommended also. That's why for more detailed work, but he has not explained what is the more detailed work. We have to demonstrate ourselves. This is the more detailed, this is less detailed, this is the adequate detail. That we have to, organizational management has to decide which is a more detailed work depending upon the culture of the organization. But ESC, minimum illuminance is 400, maximum more detailed work is 500. That means good and bright will be there in the 300 means it comes in the good, where at 500 means comes in the brightness. Where the glaring will be taken care of, it depends upon the cine fields or the picture fields or the shooting levels or the photo shoots are taken care of 600 plus lights. In settings where visual talks particularly demanding, such as design studios, that's what I told, the recommended level is higher, ranging from 750 to 1000 lux. See, for example, 750, that means above brightness. 750 to 100 lux. That's why the design studios recommended level is higher and ranging between the. In other words, the appropriate illuminance levels depends on the type of task and the level of visual detail required. See again, he is putting the scientist is putting the in dilemma by taking our decisions by employees or the management. In other words, appropriate illuminance levels depends on the type of task, where more detailed work or less detailed work, added detail. Again, they are keeping the question on our minds only. That's why we have to decide in such a way, as per the workplace, as per the experience of our workplace safety and all, we need to decide as per the statistics. But none of the act or none or no act is saying this much is going for this much is going for no standard lux is given in anywhere in standards. Adequate or recommended or like this expert recommended like this will tell. Recommended lux levels are different indoor settings. Illuminance requirements vary depending on the again indoor environment. Here are some recommended lux levels of common and industrial door settings. You see, for example, residential areas, bedroom 60 to 100 lux. It comes under 60 to 100 means it comes under the what is called 60 to 100. Dim is there, but whereas in the they are suggested this only where the dim. We have to see that is also whether it is correct or not. But the scientist has told bathrooms on to 300 lux, living rooms 100 to 150 lux. Excuse me, and the kitchens 250 to 300 lux. Here he is saying the more where the safety level is provided because of gas stoves or cylinders will be taken care of. If you compare this and this, the 600 lux is enough. Here bathrooms definitely human activity is there. First, taking bathing and taking what is called this thing is usually 150. Whereas living room 100 to 150. These are 100 to 150. These are more is there. And depending upon the human activities also, you have to see the residential areas also. Industrial and illumination residential areas, living rooms 100 to 150, bedrooms 60 to 100, kitchens 250 to lakhs, bathrooms 153 lakh. These are recommended in the some of the standards and all by some of the technocrats. But however, we cannot fix into the range is given. How best we can see to select it is our decision to take up. That's why they're given the ranges, not exact what is called this thing. The educational facilities also, classrooms, libraries, as well as laboratories. See, for example, laboratories recommended more because where the precise observation is required, and clear observation is required while taking the results of the titration or the color indication of the beaker, and we have to see that also. Libraries, when compared to classroom, libraries is more. 500 lakhs clearly said. We have to select during the selection of the going for the rack, various heights of racks are there. Definitely lighting lux levels is more in the libraries also. Healthcare facilities, operating rooms 1000 to 1500, examination rooms 700 to 1000 lux, and patient rooms are 100 to 200 lux. See, these are the things as given the range depending upon our room size, depending upon the requirement of the lux or requirement of the brightness, you have to select the lux in between 1000 to 1500. Even that also, the people are keeping dilemma on the anals only. We have to decide as per our experience. Offices, open office is there, you have to this. Conference rooms are there, this much what is called this. Both are same, okay. Retail spaces, general sales area, display areas, and the changing rooms are, changing rooms are very less, we can say. Retail spaces where the class showrooms and other things what you have to see. Recommended lux levels for different indoor settings, already we have discussed here. That's why this is not required. And the industries, chemical and food and drink and tobacco, exterior walkways, platforms, stairs, and ladders 30 to 100 lakhs. 100 lakhs. Control rooms for process plant 200 to 500 lakhs. Grinding, granulating, mixing, drying, tableting, and the sterilizing, preparation of the solutions, washing, preparation, and the hardening with respect to the chemical 300 to 750 lakhs. Inspection the 300 to 750 lakhs is enough. Food, drink, and the tobacco general 200 to 250. Inspection 300 to 750. Grading and sorting of raw materials 500 to 100,000 lakhs. Automatic processes 150 to 300. These are the ranges as given. Bakeries, you see, mills, milling and other things you'll see. And chocolate industries, as well as tobacco processing industry, 350. See, we have to see the depending upon the our experience and the room sizes and the requirement that also will be seeing. And before going to that, these are the what is called things in, given in the what we observe in the statistics also. Before going to that, finally, measuring illumination levels is also important. And if we go for the what is called several common illumination levels, already we have discussed the same. If you see this, recommended lighting levels for home in lux, living rooms 50 to 100, like this, casual reading, study, and bedrooms, and kitchen general, and kitchen working areas. See, kitchen general, kitchen working areas where the kitchen areas where only dining table is there, we have to eat the what is called eatables. Where the kitchen working areas is there, more lux is required. Where because the safety requirement is more because of the cylinder is there, gas cylinders is there, lighter we are used. Therefore, the flammable what is called things are there. That's why lux is recommended more when compared to kitchen general kitchen working areas, bathrooms and halls and landings and staircases, you can say dining rooms also 150 to 450. And another thing we have given, the sunlight provides between many thousands of lux, a few hundreds of depending upon the weather conditions, time of day. The lux of artificial indoor lighting, however, the typical 100 lux are below. For example, hospital theater, 1000 lux, the typical one. Depending upon the hospital theater, operation theater, depending upon the dimensions also important before taking the decision. Here the dimensions are not mentioned. Supermarket and sports hall, sorry, these are the minimum requirement or adequate requirement to see the after the installation before installation, we have to take the experience of the experts before taking into decisions for the